Listen, I refuse to talk at you for the next 25 minutes. I really want to do my best to try to brainwash you. I want to change your brain. I want to change how you think. I want you to be able to look at something as if I'm going to lend you my brain and you think about it digitally. So if I do that, I'm going to lend you my brain. We got to get a little trust. So I'm going to ask you, and now that I'm thinking about it, if I lend you my brain, there's a couple of things I want you to kind of keep your hands off of. Let's see, there's my brother's bachelor party in Vegas. There's my bachelor party in Vegas. And there's that girl I dated in Vegas in my 20s. You know what? Vegas is off limits while you got my brain, okay? Nobody accessed the Vegas file in my brain. So for how many people in here, just got a question for you here. How many people in here have ever been involved with a company that has been through any kind of groundbreaking, industry-changing transformation? Yeah? Very cool. Okay. How many people feel that their current business right now is on the cutting edge? All right. A couple of hitters in the room here. I'm excited. How many people feel that an upstart can possibly come in and take away market share from you? All right. So what I'm talking about and what I do and what I love and care about so dearly is digital transformation. You know, digital transformation is a bit of an enigma to people because they don't know what the heck it is. And because I do this, oh, thank you so much. Because I do this, you know, over time I've had time to really kind of put together what I think of as a bit of a definition, right? So digital transformation is really the ongoing evolution of a company, an idea, a process, a business model, a methodology, using all the technology tools at your disposal. And when it comes to digital transformation, you know, through the industries that I've changed, through the companies I've been involved with, my clients, companies that we're currently incubating, I've kind of come upon four things that I call the four pillars of digital transformation that really thread through this. And by the way, this presentation I think could be a lot more easy to understand than the other guys. When I watch the other guys speak, I really feel stupid. Because when you see a lot of these things, they're going to seem very day-to-day. But when you actually take them and you put them into business practice, they become very complex. So first thing is dynamic interaction. Every digital transformation, every business that's smashed industries have actually had this incredible dynamic interaction, not only with their clients, but also with their employees, their suppliers. They have dynamic interaction. They put dynamic interaction into the business. Second one is what I like to call flexible ease and fun. The days of trying to force a customer to fit into your business model are over. We have to take our businesses and we have to fit into our customer's model, because if we don't, someone else will, and we have to do it in a way that's very easy. And if you can do it and make it a little bit fun for them while you're doing it, that's great too. Automation. Now, automation's been around forever, I know that, but the difference now is that we have so many tools at our disposal that automation becomes very easy to put into our businesses and into a transformation. And of course, we're not doing all this stuff because we want to. We're doing it because we want to actually either reduce our costs so we can end up with nice fat margins, or be able to offer our product to customers at a much lower price point and give us an advantage in the marketplace. So that's what I call the four pillars of digital transformation. Now, some of you in the room may say, look, that's all nice, but you know what, my business, there's no way. You know, you can't digitally transform my business. It's just not the kind of business, my company's not digital and everything like that. But I want to go ahead and kind of flip that whole thing upside down and have you think about this a different way. That it really can be more about how you serve the marketplace than what you're actually going ahead and serving up to the marketplace. Think about it a little bit differently. I have this thing, and look, I've been a serial entrepreneur since I've been 16 years old. All right? I mean, I've done everything from, you know, car detailing business to, I swear to God, when I was 17, I promoted American bands in Tijuana, okay? That's when I was 17. I lived in San Diego. That story is after, and also some of those memories are off limits while you have my brain. But I've come up with this thing where I really call the fallacy of a new idea. There's really, in my eyes, you know, there hasn't been a new idea for quite some time. what I really find is that it's just better execution, or even what I like to call borrowed execution from other industries that really come up with what is the good idea, right? So what I mean by that is, you know, there's all kinds of things that happen in certain industries, and I'm going to talk about one that I smashed myself, that we just borrowed some things from another industry, and it really turned things upside down. But I want to give you an example. All right, let's take a business that is possibly no way we can digitally transform it, and we're going to try to digitally transform it together. So let's say I have a business, and I'm in the most boring business. Let's call it the carpet business, right? I'm in the carpet business, and we all know, has anyone here shopped for carpet? Flooring? Come on, you got dragged out to the store on a Saturday or Sunday from your spouse, right? What do? You walk in, you go, you look at the carpeting, you pet it all, you take little pieces home, you put it in the corner, you think it fits, and then you have to go back and you buy the carpeting. But let's say I had Maz's carpeting, right? Maz's carpeting. In fact, you know, we're going to call it Mad Maz's carpeting, right? And that's my guy. He's just going to be on the front. He might scare people, but, you know, we got Mad Maz's carpeting. Well, what happens if at Mad Maz's carpeting, you go to our website and you could actually take a picture of this room, you can upload it, and you can start swapping out all of our carpets and floors. Then there's an app right on the site, and we can do that. People would like that? I think people would love it. Now we know what the carpeting is going to look like in our house. And if I'm a designer, I'm always trying to get my client to understand, you know, what the room's going to look like with this flooring. Well, now I can show them. So now designers are using it as part of a tool. And what if all of a sudden people are loving this, and since I know what the carpeting is going to look like, I really don't want to go into the store. Maybe I can go ahead and drop in 1,500 square feet, 4 rooms, 5 stairs. How much is my carpeting? Boom. Can I take it one step further? Can I take that into an e-commerce situation? Can I take it and actually sell carpeting online? Everything I'm talking about, folks, is really not that groundbreaking on the front end, but it's borrowed execution from other industries. But let's talk about the back end. You know, regular carpet place, carpeting comes into the warehouse, what happens? Comes in, you know, Jim goes, Gladys, the Joneses carpeting are here. Gladys has to friggin' look for, you know, the guys, what time. She's calling Mrs. Jones, she's leaving messages. At Maz's carpeting, what happens? That carpet comes into the warehouse, right into the system. The algorithm says, perfect, 1,500 square feet, 4 rooms, 5 stairs. We're going to need 3 guys for 6 hours. You know what? Friday at 10 o'clock would work. SMS text message goes out to Mrs. Jones. She looks at it. She could type confirmed. If she says no, she types it back, and it reshuffles in the system, looks for things. How much time would that save? It's front end meeting back end, and it's beautiful. It's digital. And guys, that was carpeting in 2 minutes. What could we do with carpeting if we had a couple days or a couple weeks to think about it? And by the way, the biggest carpet company around is this. I'm from Chicago originally. There's a company called Empire. They had the most, look, Empire, 588-2300, Empire. They had the most contagious commercials. They're the cutting edge of carpeting. You know what their digital technology is? Online appointment setting. That's the edge of carpet right now. So is there room to move? Is there room to move in the carpet business? I'm almost excited. I want to get in the carpet business now. I'm excited, right? So that's carpeting, okay? But let's go even further, okay? Let's take a product that I don't have a lot of control over on the end thing, and I'm in the retail business. So listen, how many people here wore Levi's before? Come on, not now, but before, right? Listen, it was the 90s. I was going to USC. I was going to the Roxbury. I was having fun. I had Levi's on. My kids don't know what the hell a Levi's is, right? Nobody knows what Levi's are. Why? Are you wearing Levi's? No. You don't wear Levi's anymore. No. Why? Not cool, right? How do you digitally transform pants, right? Well, I'll tell you what, there's these kids on Kickstarter. I love these kids. Drum pants. And you look at this and go, that's crazy or stupid, or there's some drummers in the room that go, wow, that's really cool. You can actually turn a pair of pants into a full-blown drum set, speaker, headphones. You could plug it into a computer. You could record with drum pants. Do you think Levi's could use something like this to get a demographic excited about what they're doing again? Absolutely. because you can think beyond. You can get beyond that. Let's go one step further. I had to put this on here, folks. I hope I don't offend. But this is a real product. I just want to throw it out here. This is the True Tester Love Bra. This bra will not unhook unless the woman's heart rate actually reaches a certain point. Digitally transformed bra. Phenomenal. Okay? Now, is it a little gimmicky? Sure it is. Is the Japanese company that came up with this bra, are they getting a lot of press? A ton. Are they going to sell some? Rebel, you just hold on a second, okay? It is Valentine's Day coming up. You're right. True Tester Love Bra. Just a quick side note. You know, I have a 7-year-old daughter. I want the bra that never unhooks. I want the undigitally I want the carbon steel one that never unhooks. That's the one I want. But my point of this is that, look, if you think and you go beyond what you're doing, you can actually move. So, look, we're going to get off there so we can concentrate for a second. How many people in here miss Blockbuster? Can I talk about why I miss Blockbuster? Okay. Friday night, I had my kids. It was kind of an event. I took my little guy, my little girl. They went out and they were excited to go to Blockbuster on a Friday night. But then I show up to Blockbuster and there was no Winnie the Pooh. There was no Tigger 2. There was nothing, right? I was pissed. So Blockbuster got their clock cleaned in so many different ways, but they did not transform. In the meantime, you had Netflix that started taking, you had On Demand, which, by the way, folks, On Demand, get beat by On Demand? On Demand sucks. It's so slow. It doesn't work. I swear to God, my 4th grader could fix that. But the point is that we fit into the model of what people wanted. And when you think about it, you know, Netflix was crushing Blockbuster before they even streamed because they were sending stuff out and sending stuff out. So, you know, they sat around, they got stagnant, they got digitally transformed. But you're sitting there saying, okay, well, Dom, that's easy. That's an obvious one. That's a business that wasn't digital. But what about a company that completely transformed an industry and then got killed, right? So I know today we're in Canada. I'm going to take only 20 seconds on this, I promise. But look, BlackBerry, you own the world. It was yours. You had it. It was yours. And you lost it. And you lost it for one simple reason. Remember that little road we were talking about through the forest? Oh, that was such a nice road. It was comfy. We never got off that road, did we? So what happened? Okay, so iPhone came around and crushed it. So now I'm going to talk about something. I know I might have some detractors here. iPhone's starting to look pretty dinosaur itself, right? Does everybody here know that Android holds 80% market share in the smartphone market? They do. And I'll tell you what, that is a transformed model. The technology's great, the model's great, it works, and it's like making iPhone look a little bit like a dinosaur. So you gotta continue to evolve. Do not stop, do not move. Just go, 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 go. So people ask me all the time, they go, Dom, look, okay, you know, is this whole digital transformation thing about websites? And the answer to that question is no. It's just one portion of it, okay? It's one portion of delivering those 4 pillars that we just talked about, right? Because if you have a really great and dynamic website, it's a fantastic platform to keep moving and do lots of different things with it. So as Aaron mentioned at the beginning here, is that I co-founded the first internet funeral company. And that came about when I had a funeral director come to me and say he wants to offer cheap funerals. He wanted to get a van. He wanted to drive around the city. And I talked to him for a little while, and I went, well, hold on a second. Why don't you bring this whole thing online? He said, that's a great idea. How do we do it? So I went ahead and I built a strategy to bring that business online. Okay, and when I talk about borrowed execution, this is what I mean. First things first, fantastic website. Got to have a great website. And by the way, in this room, how many people have upgraded their website in the last, you're already raising your hand. You are keen. I dig you. How many people have updated their site in the last year? Fantastic. How many people have updated their site in the last 2 years? Okay. So it does all start out with a great site. You want to get people there. But then I did a little something different. let's offer pricing. Now back then in the funeral business, nobody had pricing. Nobody had pricing. You couldn't get pricing hardly when you called on the phone. But folks, in 2014 now, and even 3-4 years back, pricing is credibility. And if you're going to sell something on the web, it's all about risk mitigation. It's not about having a great product. It's about minimizing the risk of that purchase. That is really important. So you need to go ahead and minimize risk. Pricing does that for people. It offers credibility and it will minimize risk. So that's the first thing that happened. Then I looked at it and I said, you know what? What if people can actually like build things out? What if they can actually build out a whole quote for themselves? That would be pretty cool. And it was. People loved that. They got control. Remember, the other thing that happens is people want control. We expect now, in this day and age, so much control. We expect to reach somebody whenever we want. We expect to watch something whenever we want. We want to listen to something anytime we want. That, folks, is control. And that expectation is all the way through to how you sell from a sales perspective in your business. So, did a quote thing, and when people get a quote, what happens? They got to give an email address. And I'll talk about that a little bit, how important that email address actually is. But because the front end was digital, then we were able to go ahead and change the supply chain as far as delivery of services, because you now have this digital front end. Just again, I'll use Netflix as an example. Beautiful digital front end. You don't need a bazillion front ends anymore. You only need one. So we offered services at chapels and golf courses and yacht clubs and all these kind of different places. But the important part of that is that we were actually able to offer and change the supply chain. The other thing that we did, and this is going to be the most unprofound thing, is we offered real-time chat. Wow, real-time chat. That's been around forever. It was borrowed. By the way, we called it live chat. Bad idea for a funeral business. We renamed it real-time chat. I mean, there's an expectation, right? You don't want to set. So, but we used all these different ideas to kind of go ahead and push the envelope as far as the delivery mechanism. So, you know, I look at that business and I say, well, okay, we created a really, what I like to call a great hook. How many people here love Motown? How many people here love Motown? Come on, man, let me give you a little soul in your life, man. Motown is fantastic. Do you guys know the single most important thing that Motown did? Motown put science into art. They actually created a musical formula. They created something called the hook. Has anybody here ever heard of the hook before? I love this crowd. All right, so the hook was that little thing in a song that caught your ear, that just made you, I don't know why I like this song, but I like it. And there was a hook, and that hook drew you in and kept you coming back and coming back. And they turned that into a formula, and that's why they turned that whole company into Hitsville, USA, and it was a hit machine, because that hook. A hook is not a gimmick. A hook is not a tagline. A hook is that special something that really makes you feel a bit different about a business, that delivery is different. Something about that business I want, I need, I like, right? People call it a differentiator. A hook is a differentiator with a little bit of spice in it. That's what a hook is. And I'll give you an example of this. We're incubating a business right now called Propel Active. Now, Propel Active is, on the outset, may look a little bit different, okay? But what makes Propel Active really, really incredible is it offers on-site chiropractic, physio, and sports injury medicine on-site at businesses. So that means the doctors and everybody show up to your business once a week, twice a month, whatever. They show up, they set up in an empty office or a conference room, and they treat employees. Why is that good? Well, employees are no longer leaving on appointments for an hour or two, so you're saving time there. Employees feel like their company is taking such good care of them. We have on-site physio, right? The insurance is covering it, and employers go, well, hold on, our premium's going up. Well, wait a minute. There's a whole counter argument to the fact that by doing this, you actually reduce your insurance liability in other places. So Propel Active has this incredible model. And what I love most about it is it fits pillars. It's bringing the business to the customers, right? You don't need that front end. The front end is everywhere the customers are. And then what you do is you take a really great digital back end and you match it. Employees go on, they book appointments for themselves, it sends them reminders, it sends them feedback forms when they're treated. None of this taking your receipt and sending it in. Everything's done for you, and you get a link to your email saying, here's the balance, pay it online, done. Propel is digitally transforming physio and chiro, right? And that's what makes it exciting. And you know, you could do this with so many different businesses. You can really, really do this with different businesses. But you got to think, and you got to take stuff, and you got to tear it apart a bit. So, as the you know, look, I'm not giving myself this moniker, which people tell me, Dom, you're the digital guru. You're the guy. You know digital. Is this digital marketing thing digital transformation? Just like your website, it's only a piece. Digital marketing seems to be the biggest mystery out there right now because people think, how do I do this? What is it? How do I get involved? Well, here's what happens. We go ahead and spend, actually, before I even say that, let me ask this question. All you folks that actually redid your website in the last 2 years, how many of you spent time coming up with a strategy to actually get people to the site before you built it? I love this crowd. This is my crowd. I love you people. The thing is that that's what happens. I want you to all listen to this and listen very closely. There is a huge difference between a website and a web strategy, okay? A website is a piece and a portion of a web strategy, okay? And when you are building your website, you have to think about who's coming to the site, how are they gonna come there? When they get there, how are we gonna hook them in? All these things are important because that's what's gonna actually drive sales. We don't build a website to have a pretty website, we build a website to make money. That's why we build a great website. So here's what happens. When someone comes to the website, let me ask this next question. How many people track analytics on their site? How many people don't know what analytics are? Come on, there's love in this room. If you don't, go ahead. Throw it up. Okay, good. Listen, if you don't track who's coming to the site, if you don't know who's coming, what they're doing, when they're leaving, how they're being engaged, then you have to think about that. If people are coming to the site and you're not hooking them in, if you're not giving away a guide or a white paper or calculator or great tools to hook them in, these are the things you need to do to retain people that are coming to your site. You spend a ton of money on this site. Make that baby make you money. That's what it's supposed to do. It's all about return on investment in anything we do. Every time I talk to my clients, I say, look, we're not going to do something for the sake of doing it. There needs to be a financial reward for every single thing that we do. If someone comes to the site, nobody gets out alive. They give you an email address, you get some piece of them. How many people here do retargeting? All right, a couple. Listen, every single person that comes to your site, do you realize that we could follow them around the web for the next 300, 500 days? How many people have gone to a site and then you go to different places on the web and you go, these people are everywhere? That's called retargeting. And you can continually brand your name, your site, by doing this. It's so simple. When they show up to your site, there's a retargeting pixel there, and we can now follow them and follow them and follow them. It's one of the most incredible branding tools out there. How many people here do email sequencing? Okay, if someone gives you an email address, I call this Salesforce without the cost. It's email sequencing. Continue to send them stuff out. And by the way, this is worth the admission price today. Never, ever, ever sell on an email sequence. You are there to educate. You are there to become the trusted advisor. You are there to continually give them great information. You can get your ask down the line. You can have your ask down the line. But you don't send emails saying, hey, we have this on sale, or we can do this, or everybody this month we're giving free consulting to. No. You never sell. Email sequencing is your sales force without having to pay for it. It's amazing. And by the way, everything I'm talking about, I'm not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is 2014, folks. It's cheap. It's easy. It's very, very easy to do. A lot of people see these names, right? And you look at these names and you go, well, okay, I recognize some of them. Some of those I don't recognize. Well, you're not supposed to. You are all incredible at what you do, right? But some of these things are really enablers of digital marketing to help get things out there. You're not supposed to be the pro. So, again, digital marketing, just a piece, just a small piece in overall digital transformation. So, big question is great, Dom, how do I start? Right? There's some confusion there. Hey, this is not any kind of opinion. I am from the US, so I'm allowed to put George W. up anytime I want, and I can say nuclear anytime I'd like. But the question is, how do I start? All right, so look, now we're going to get to the nitty-gritty. Here's what you got to do. You know, a lot of times in the digital transformation, it really starts with business transformation. 2 weeks ago, I was in a 5-hour lockdown session with a client, and we tore their business to pieces. We spent 10 minutes on digital, and we came up with a phenomenal strategy. But it was everything that led up to it that got us there. So, and you may look at this and say, we've done it, we haven't done it, but here's how I start. What sucks about our business? How many times have you sat in front of a whiteboard and said, what sucks about our business? No, it's painful. I've done it. And you have to do it, and you need to make a list, and make it a running list, and keep adding to that list. And once you have that list, you need to go ahead and ask yourself, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? How do we fix this? And go all the way down the line. But you got to be terribly honest with yourself to go ahead and figure that out. Because what you're going to come out of this, what is going to happen out of this are a few things. You're going to ask, is there something I can solve for our customers? Is there something in the supply chain maybe that we can digitize? Is there something we can make self-serve? Is there a way to get our customers to proactively engage in us? Something. But I'm telling you, when you come up with this list and you're honest with yourself, it's going to be different. Now, this is going to be the most controversial portion of this presentation. I'm getting close to the end. But now I want to ask you a question. And the second part of this is you're going to think I'm crazy. But if you ride with me down this path, I'm going to take you to, we're going to be like riding unicorns in Avalon. That was odd. What did that mean when I said that? I have no idea. Anyways, here's the thing is, here's what you need to figure out. I want you to do this too. People say, well, Dom, where do I do this? Well, get a team, preferably take them off site, invite all the troublemakers, all of them, all the troublemakers, especially for this portion. Invite your troublemakers, okay? And what you're going to figure out is this, okay? You need to ask yourself, how do we destroy our business? If I was an upstart, how would we destroy our business? If I was an upstart that had money, how would we destroy the business? If I was an upstart that had no money at all, with everything you know, we have brilliance in this room, in everybody's industry, how would you destroy your business? When you can figure that out, that is going to take you to that next step because you're actually tearing it down. Because if you're an incumbent right now, if you have a ton of market share and you're thinking like this, nobody is going to catch you. And the little guys, I remember we had we talked about the freighter and we talked about the little speedboats. I love speedboats. I'm a speedboat, right? And I love bringing speedboats up because those speedboats are there. But what if you came up with a speedboat, right? What if you did anything? Launch another brand, launch another product, start a division, start selling on the web. Just do something, anything to make a change. And figure out what sucks, figure out how to destroy your business, and these are the things that are going to bring you to that next step because you must always, always, always be what I like to call, you must always become your own fiercest competitor. If you can become your own fiercest competitor, you are going to win. Because not only are you the heavyweight champion of the world, but you're also going to be the #1 contender, right? And that's the way that you're going to win. So all I'm asking you to do is to make sure that you do something. Bring some energy in the room, make it happen, make some changes, do anything. That's what it's all about. That's what Strategy Quake's all about. That's what I'm all about. That's what everything that is transformation is all about. So please do something, and when you're done, I want my brain back. Thank you.